So we're going to be using fiberglass lath to bond the scratch coat to the cement board to be underneath of the cultured stone. I've never used it before. I know traditionally you would put metal lath down, but everything that I've read and looked at says this works just as well and is unidirectional. You can put it any way you want. So we're gonna go ahead and try that. The scratch coat's got to dry for about 48 hours, so we're gonna try to get a little bit done today. Probably take tomorrow off, and then should be laying stone in about 2 days, at least on these end caps. We're gonna get going and hang some of this lath on the cement board. So we have our scratch coat on. It's allowed 2 days to dry. Seems to be very well adhered, and we're gonna start laying out the stone. We're gonna start down there on the far end because nobody's gonna see it. I've never done this before, so we're gonna use that into practice and refine our skills before we make the corner. It's a hot day, we'll see how long we last, but we'll at least try to get a little bit of stone up. It's hot, but we've started laying stones. I've never done this before. I'm learning as we go, so we started on the corner that hopefully the least number of people will see. But what we laid these 5 blocks here to get that corner. We have the rest of this panel laid out, but we wanted to start there to make sure our mortar was letting things stick and our scratch coat was working and those types of things. Fingers crossed, things seem to be holding. We're gonna let everything set up for a little bit, and then we'll keep moving our way across the wall. Again, I'm still learning. We're still trying different things. We're trying to figure out what works. I started at the top and worked my way down, but that's because I know I'm messy with mortar, and I didn't want to spill mortar from the top bricks on bottom bricks that I already had up. So I know people do it both ways. It seems kind of backwards for me to go from the top down, because from a brick or a cement block standpoint, you obviously go from the bottom up. But this is a little different. So we're starting from the top down. We're gonna see how things stick and how things hold up. We're gonna do this side as a sample, and then let everything cure and come back tomorrow and see what things look like. So fingers crossed. It's up. Now to see if it stays. A few challenges. We had it all laid out there, all nice and pretty. I laid the first block backwards and messed up the entire pattern that we had, and we had to basically go by the seat of our pants as we put it up here. I think generally it looks pretty good. Two things I'm worried about. One, did I have the right consistency of mortar? I guessed. I did a lot of reading and a lot of watching YouTube, but I guessed I got it to what I thought was the best consistency that worked for us and worked for the application. It still is foreign to me to glue rock to the wall, not gonna lie. So we're gonna stop for today. We're gonna pick up some of the mess that are around here. We're gonna let this set and check it tomorrow just to make sure nothing falls off, nothing sags. It's all still where we thought it should be, where we placed it. But generally speaking, pretty happy. We gotta go back in and grout the lines. But we'll do that once everything sets up. So we're gonna pause for today. We'll continue down the front once we make sure that this works and our mortar mixing worked and all those types of things. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Thanks, everybody. The stone is up. Ta-da! Now comes the scary part. So in between every one of those joints, you need a grout. You take a grout bag. Think frosting. The 7-year-old thinks we're making a giant cake. So now we gotta take this, and we gotta fill with mortar in between every one of those little seams. I have a funny feeling that putting the brick up, or the block up, or the stone up, whatever they were, the stone up is easy. This is where we're either gonna make it look really good or really bad. We are gonna start over there in the corner, where very few people are gonna ever see it, and then we're gonna come this way. But once we get this done, television goes up, soundbar goes in, and we can have a fire. We're about a week or so away from sealing the countertops. Want to make sure that the hearth has enough time to dry, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous. all that cake decorating would come in useful at some point in time.
I haven't really decorated that many.
Thank you.
You're doing a fine job.
Oh, jeez.